Alright guys, before we start this video, I'm just going to tell you right now the reason I just want to say the fact that I'm sorry for not uploading as frequently anymore. You would think that I'm much more time to do things now than before. But the problem is that the reason I haven't uploaded so much lately is because it's two things I've become very addicted to that. And the first thing is Minecraft, and the other one is the Hunger Games. I'm reading the book, so I just can't focus on anything else. I could record Minecraft, but I would and put it on my channel, but my PC is not strong enough, so but since, as I said, the other things I'm getting addicted to that is the Hunger Games. So that means we're going to do something with the Hunger Games, of course, since we need to do stuff. And that's why we're going to debunk Matpat, the film theory thing video series, or not, that's not really a video series, it's just 2 videos, but still, the videos about how to win the Hunger Game. Let's begin. If you don't know what the Hunger Games is, then spoiler alert for the first, and for the second, if you're just in a refresher, the Hunger Games is pretty much take place in Panam, where they pretty much it's this evil, corrupt system or some kind that forces each of the 12 districts to put one girl and one man inside of a battle arena. That is a reality show that the entire countries need to watch as they brutally slaughter each other, and he is going to make. And Matpat pretty much just made a guide about how to win. So, and we're going to debunk that. So, and yeah, let's get started. Well, how Matpat did this was he pretty much used ways to like increase your odds and not decrease them, and he did this with saying a bunch of different things. And a couple of things he got wrong from the start. He said once you enter the arena at a bloodbath that you can see on screen right now, you have a 1 in 24 chance of winning, despite how well trained you are, your age, your gender, it pretty much doesn't even matter. And that's wrong. And that's pretty much the biggest flaw of this entire thing, and that's his source of all of his info. Because his source of info from this is using most of the previous picture that we get to introduce in Catching Fire. And then he said that since it's a lot of characters, it's both 80 years old there and 30, the age variant must be very equal, so it doesn't really matter what your age or gender are. Well, it's a bit problematic here, because, you know, in Catching Fire we meet all of these other tributes, because they're forced to enter the arena again, but guess what? The reason we're only introduced to just many men and women is because it's literally picked out one man and a woman, so it makes sense that we only know as many men as women. In other words, the gender actually has things to say. Of course, it makes sense too, since physical strength is very important in the arena, but the goal is to kill other children, so of course being a man gives you a favor over the other. And he said that doesn't even matter. Also, a guy that's 18 has clearly more experience. Like, seriously, an 18-year-old Kato could probably have taken on a 12-year-old Ruby, no survival experience at all. Or at least some, but not much to be looked at, since he pretty much used the entire time hunting down Katniss that didn't even have a weapon on her. Really, that was like, how did Kato even expect to win? If this was his best strategy, I never really got that either. Anyway, he then says that guys like Katniss or pretty much just Rue has a better chance of survival, because apparently the number from Catching Fire doesn't lie. So if you're a carrier, it doesn't really matter if you're a carrier or a 12-year-old Rue, I guess, that has been underfed your entire life, with pretty much no muscle mass, never get to train, and never even held a weapon in your hands, and you're expecting Kato to have just as much chance to win as a 12-year-old. Yeah, I think he screwed up a little bit there. And then he also, if you're like me and never read the books, it said on some page that I don't actually know, because I did not want to go through, read the first 200 pages at least just to find that single line that it says, but it clearly says that the carriers most oftenly win. In other words, despite your math, clearly the carriers clearly has a lot better chance, since they're apparently the ones who most often win. So even if we say that the guys from district 1, 2, or 4 most often win, like a third of the time, let's just say the third of the time, that means in the 74 24th Hunger Games. That means for the Carriers district, if we say that they only have won a third of the time, so in my eyes it's an extremely understatement. They have won a total of 24 times. And if we say that District 1, 2, and 4 has won exactly as many times, that means they have at bare minimum won 8 times each from each one of these 4 districts. Then compare that to what District 12 won, the Polish district. Guess how many times they have won? If you don't include that Katniss and Peeta won, they have won before the 74th Hunger Games of a whopping 73 times. They have won twice. That district won twice. Seriously, that's just insane. How can you think that a district when only has 2 victors would... Seriously, I just can't figure that out. I just can't figure that out. Also, did you mention the fact that no woman from that district had won before Katniss won? And even then, she kind of cheated because she won team up. But that's kind of cheating. That means if you're from District 12 before the 73rd Hunger Games with your Matpat, that means that in your calculations, the ones from District 12, if you're a girl, your chances are pretty much 0. When it comes to your overall strategy, it's for the most part good. Like seriously, knives are a very good weapon, and still, if 8 out of the 24 has used them, knives are still very versatile, so it's probably the best option. And the fact to lay up 5 pounds of fat, that's also a very good idea, since really, to survive 8 days on pretty much nothing is not a bad trade-off, actually. You're not really wasting anything instead of maybe becoming a little bit slower, but yeah, who cares? It's just 5 pounds, so 2.5 kilograms. It's not too much. When it comes to your strategy, and your main strategy for survival, it's to go defensively. This is really halfway with that, because in my eyes, it should be about what district you're coming from, or more precise, your own shape. If you're in bad shape, then you will really struggle to actually go on the offensive side, since all these, especially the Carriers, will just kill you instantly if you try to go up against them. So yeah, you can't really do that. So then you should just go defensively until everyone else die. But if you're like trash, even though you're from a poor district or Peeta, then survival might not just be the best option. Because really, when you look at the fact, if the Carriers won most of the time, then if you're just lovable, and just is strong enough, you should probably just stick with their strategy, just hunting down every single tribute and kill them one by one. Like, that character works most of the time, since they won at least 8 times each district, and that's like minimal. That's like the absolute lowest you can go. So in my eyes, it's just seems to stick up. So in other words, if you're strong, go offensively and learn to track down every single player. Learn to track the exceptions of the difference between an animal and a human. You need to learn the difference between them. And if you're a weak one, like it's kind of sound like Matpat over here is kind of referring to, you should go defensively and just straight up use the strategy. But always use knife, just remember that. And the absolute final thing I think this guy got wrong in his video is to join a group or going solo. Because he say go solo, which makes a lot of sense, since, you won't just kill off your teammates. And so yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But in my eyes, that might not actually be the best option. Because you see, just look at, for example, Peeta and Katniss. If that rule did not happen, people would get a little bit heartbroken, because they knew Peeta loved Katniss, or at least they thought so. He actually loved him. So if they knew that they had to kill each other, people would feel really bad for them. Or what about, for example, in Haymitch's Hunger Games, where that other district girl that I don't actually know what's name are, they teamed up, but at the end, where they were to just take out a couple of threads, but when they were there, they were one of the only ones left. They just left each other, which probably left many of the capital citizens heartbroken, and probably very bad for them. So they were probably to start sending them a bunch of stuff, and that makes them good sponsors. So in actuality, you should just stick to a group, grow attention to them, and then you have a heartbroken not reunion, like split up, and then everyone feels so bad for you, and then you get lots of sponsors, and nothing bad happened, and you eliminated the biggest threat. So in actuality, not go solo, go team at least. You need to be very close to your team, then you watch out for that. And for all I said, for some of you it might sound like I didn't really want many complaints, because really half of this video was just bullshit. Like seriously, the only thing I really agree on is knife use and fat, and sure, weaker can go more defensively, but still it's still got a lot wrong. Still, I'm sorry for not uploading too often. I'm going to try upload more frequently. Take care, guys. I'm not dead. Just this is not part of the debunking. Just this is kind of sideline. But guys, still, I'm very sorry for not uploading anymore, and I don't actually want this video to get any longer. So I'm just gonna say bye and have a nice day. Have a proudly day.